Okay. So I'm from co.org, but there were actually 5 organizations that led the development of the K-12 CS framework: the Association for Computing Machinery, the Computer Science Teachers Association, co.org, the Cyber Innovation Center, as well as the National Math and Science Initiative. And these 5 organizations worked with 14 different states, including California, as well as large school districts, including San Francisco Unified. We couldn't have done it at all without the feedback of hundreds of reviewers in the computer science education community and the actual writers of the framework, 27 writers from across the states, as well as 25 different advisors. The framework, in a nutshell, is a guide for implementing computer science for all students. And it does this through illustrating concepts and practices of computer science K through 12 as a learning progression. Now, the framework illustrates a number of key messages of computer science and addresses a number of misconceptions along the way. I'm going to go through a couple of these misconceptions and messages of computer science to help us understand what we're talking about when we're saying K-12 computer science. So the first misconception is that computer science is all about getting a job in coding. So the computer science movement is all about cranking out more software engineers. So it is true that there are a number of jobs. Just like the lady from Microsoft said, there are a number of jobs that are going unfilled. And this is a problem. This is a problem in the computing industry. It's a problem in the STEM industry. But guess what? It's actually a problem for all industries. And that's why computer science is foundational. It's not just about cranking out software engineers. So you'll see computer science reflected in areas such as dance. And so Morale is a dance choreographer, and she uses her computer science background to engineer the lights to go along with her dance routines for her dance group. Computer science is also used to figure out how different artists are influencing one another, and that's what the pictures on the right are all about. I think those are one's a Van Gogh and one's someone who's copying Van Gogh. So computer science is foundational. It's not just about creating coding jobs. So what is computer science? Well, some people think that computer science is digital literacy, because people understand what digital literacy is, and they think, you know, if I'm doing digital literacy and I'm teaching digital literacy, I'm teaching computer science. Well, the fact is that computer science is much more than just digital literacy. So I just want to clear the air here, and creating a digital presentation like this is not computer science, but creating an app is computer science. In the same way, learning how to safely browse the internet or do an internet search is not computer science. But learning how the internet works, its scale, its redundancy, its reliability, its hierarchy, that's computer science. And so some people might be thinking in the crowd, you know, maybe I'm preaching to the converted here. You know, I understand computer science isn't digital literacy. And maybe you think computer science is coding, right? Coding, computer science. Pat, you're from co.org. Isn't coding computer science? And coding is computer science, but computer science is more than coding. And so it goes beyond just programming, which is a synonym for coding, to an understanding of computing systems, the internet and networks, data analysis, big data, algorithms, and also the social impacts of computing. And the framework, like you saw, illustrates a number of these concepts and practices. So we have concepts like networks and the internet, or computing systems, and we have algorithms and programming. But we also have practices, things like communicating, collaborating, developing and using abstractions, and decomposing problems. These are the pieces, the puzzle pieces of computer science, which can be put together to create a beautiful and holistic picture of computer science. Computer science is more than just coding. Well, there's a misconception out there that all we have to do is just spread what's happening in these in the places where computer science is thriving. For example, there's lots of work happening in San Francisco, in Oakland, and a number of other California districts. And maybe the idea is just to spread it around and you're okay. Well, what's interesting about these programs in San Francisco, in LA, in Oakland, is that they're using actually a different approach to computer science, because CS for All requires a new approach to computer science. The old approach won't work. The old approach won't create classes like this. This is my former 7th period AP computer science class. And what's wonderful about this, I love looking at this picture. I use it in every single presentation. If you see me present, you've seen this picture before. I love this picture because this was the culmination of 7 years of building a program basically from scratch in a very normal high school. It was about mid-level among 26 different high schools in Montgomery County, Maryland. Nothing special to this school, except that the kids were bought into computer science. And because of that, you will see classes like this, and hopefully we'll see classes like this all around. But it requires a new approach to computer science, a different approach, an approach that emphasizes that computer science changes the world. It's not just about creating gadgets or even just about creating iPhone apps. It's about much more than that. It's about really changing how we communicate and collaborate in our world. And so lastly, there's a misconception that computer science is just a high school subject. So, if it's in high school, you're fine, right? Well, computer science is really for all ages. And here's a picture of students learning about pixels and the numbers behind pixels, and that, everything we see on a computer monitor is eventually numbers. And these are kindergarten students, 80 kindergarten students learning about this. So young students can learn about computing concepts. And in fact, young students are already learning about computing concepts through the Hour of Code.